Hello, I bet y'all didn't think you'd see me today. Well, it's been too many days that I hadn't been able to see y'all since mine and Granny Pat's Sunday chat. Y'all have just had so much going on, and I've had so many fires to put out and not feeling so well with my allergies. I just haven't had a chance, but I thought, I've got to get on there this morning because we're hungry, and I've got to show them about our starter. I've been stirring it every day, and so today won't be any different. We'll stir it again. See how that liquid is coming to the top? So just stir that around. 5 days ago I was going to use this. Today will be about the 7th day, I'm pretty sure. So what we're going to do is go ahead and we'll take about 1 cup of this and then we'll refeed it. Let me get this mixed real good and then I'll show you. No, you're not in no bar room. It smells like it, but you're not. We don't have no bad stuff going on here today that I know of. Scrape that down off your bowl. That just very liquid, very thick liquid. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so the 5th day we have to divide this in half, which would be about, let me get about, and I'm just going to get my spoon out, and I'll get me a ladle. And I'm going to put about a cup. So there's a cup of our starter. We'll put that in our mixing bowl for this morning. I don't get it all over the place. So there's our this morning's. Get that out of that bowl. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. We're just trying to stay out of the heat. The allergies has got us. We're doing the best that we can. And okay, while I'm got this out, I've got the messy mess. Let me get this messy mess cleaned up. Then I'll talk to you. You know I don't like messes very much. Okay. So now we'll get a half cup of white sugar, 1 cup of flour, and 1 cup of milk. So let me get our sugar. Now this seems like a lot of sugar for Mother and I, and it probably is, but I have to do this for everybody, and so let me get my I'm gonna have to, my other sugar cup is in the flour, so we're just gonna do 1/2 and 1/2 of white sugar. 1/2 and 1/2 white sugar. Then I'm trying to find my other. We'll do the 1 cup of flour. We're gonna need this flour too, y'all, for our pancakes. So let me get a cup of flour out here. Okay, we'll put a cup of flour. Okay. get our, we'll go ahead and put our cup of milk in here out of this cup that had our batter, and that'll get our starter out of that cup so we don't waste it. Let's get our spoon and mix this around so we can get the starter. You don't want to waste anything. Now just pour that down into your starter bowl again. So that got nearly all that out. Now we just want to blend this. These little wooden spoons that are thin and got the long handle I really like because you can, they're not big and they just, see, they just whip real well in your batters and all that. Now those of you that haven't made the starter, you see how today we're feeding it on should have been the 5th day, but today's the 7th. So, but there's no way I could do it because I stirred it, but I didn't have time to make the video, so I thought I'll just wait. Now see, that's how we've got that starter now back. We haven't robbed too much of the starter. We've got a cup. We took a cup out of the starter, and now we're feeding it so it don't die, so Herman doesn't die. And you just keep this going on perpetually. Now see there? Okay. But that could be mixed a lot better, but I'm going to try to get this. Now I'm going to put that spoon in my starter. Okay, now I'm going to get another fresh. Y'all don't look at my hands. They look terrible. They're black. I'll tell you what I did. There's nothing I can do about it. And it all happened so sudden. It was like I was, okay, we'll put a new top on it. We're going to press our air out of there. And we'll put that back in the refrigerator. We'll be ready again. Well, I'll tell you about my hands real quick. These are the culprits. These sweet cherries are the culprits. Absolutely wonderful cherries my sister bought for us at Walmart and dropped them by yesterday for our 4th of July. They're beautiful, wonderful. They're called American Dream. Well, they may be American Dream, but I'm going to tell you what. They might be somebody's American Dream, but they was my nightmare because my hands looked like I'd been out in the grape orchard picking, and I didn't know it till after I'd sit there and eat, and I'd pick the seed out of the cherry pit, and I looked down and my hands were as black as this skillet. I said, Mother said, "What's wrong with your hands?" I said, "Look at yours. It's those cherries. They have stained us up." Okay, now then, we got our little 1 cup of starter here. So now, let me get my paperwork going. We're gonna turn our skillet on. I went ahead and got let me get this messy mess cleaned up. Right here. Look at this. I'm wearing red today, y'all. It's not 4th of July, but it's close enough. What are y'all gonna do for the 4th of July? Mother and I think my mother and I are gonna, we've been invited to 2 things. But I think we're just gonna go to my sister's. That's where I went out and took care of the bird dogs and all that. Y'all remember them videos. Okay, we're gonna get our skillet going. Let's put a little bit of olive oil today in there. Give me a little coffee filter. A little coffee filter. And just kind of wrap that around. Get that grease hot. These coffee filters are so much cheaper than, I'm going to use that in case I need it. I'm going to lay it right there. Okay, for our ingredients, we'll use, let's go ahead and get our flour, and we'll get 2 cups. We'll get 2 cups of our Bluebird flour. Now you want to get that pretty good there. So let's just take our back of our knife and scrape that off, so you'll know that you've got 2 cups. Get our flour out of the way. Well, I hope y'all are enjoying. I'm gonna enjoy the 4th, and I'm gonna turn this down. And the kids are y'all are gonna do stuff, and Mother and I we do not do anything. But my sister and my sick brother-in-law has gotten a lot better. You know, we need to spend time with our family as much as we can, because you never know. Just like when my sister's son and his girlfriend were killed in that bad car wreck. We didn't know. He dropped me off at choir practice on Wednesday night, and he was never too big to give me a kiss. Goodbye. And he said, "I'll see you later, Uncle Bill." I said, "Okay, just." Well, 1 but 2 nights later, we got that call at 3 o'clock in the morning. And him and his little girlfriend, had hit a pecan tree out here and killed both of them. So you never know when they leave out that door if they're going to be back, especially in this day and age. So that's why we should keep our family very close, enjoy them while we can. Just like with Mama being 92, you never know. I just pray that she continues to have good health, and I have good health so I can take care of her. And everything seems to be working out. Okay. That grease is looking pretty good. It was getting too hot, so I got it off of there, because you don't want these. They'll burn real quick in these iron skillets, you know. Let me just set that there on that marble piece while I hate to keep hitting that stand, because I know it's making a racket on y'all, and I'm sorry. One day I'll get a better setup. I just can't do it all and figure it out. So me and Granny Pat, we do the best we can. Okay, we're going to take our 2 cups of spoon level flour. Okay, we'll take our Arm & Hammer, a teaspoon of baking soda. We'll take our Clabber Girl. I've got my, you know, for years I couldn't find my good measuring spoons. They were always in my Clabber Girl, so I'll just leave them in there now. 1, 2 Glabber Girl, 2 baking powder. Okay, so we'll leave our little bacon there. Oh. We need 3 tablespoons of sugar. I think that's got enough sugar in there with our starter, so we're going to put, let me just put, I'm going to say 3 tablespoons, but we're going to put, let's just say 3 tablespoons. But really for Mom and I, that was a teaspoon and a half, because we don't need all that sugar. So I think it does kind of affect the browning. So on our Splenda, I'm gonna, or sucralose, I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons just to give those pancakes so they won't be bland, as we say. So we put our 3 tablespoons of sugar. Let me get that kind of mixed in with our Herman. Mr. Herman. Hello, Mr. Herman. There's Missy Miss. Okay, now we'll put our, kind of mix that a little bit. 1 3/4 cup of milk. There's our 1. And there's our 3/4 cup of milk. So we got that. Now let's get this mixed up better. That's a lot of pancakes, y'all, especially for 2 of us. But you know, I've done this before. I'll make these pancakes, even though it seems like a lot. I'll eat these pancakes. I even use them, and I'll put a piece of cheese between them and heat them or grill them and make a grilled cheese sandwich. Without the bread, I use the pancake, or I even use the waffle. Makes good grilled cheese pancake sandwiches. Or okay, you want to stir your batter. And see, that's a pretty good batter right there, but get all that, make sure you get all that stuff out of there. All that ingredients mixed good, because if you don't, it'll be lumpy. It'll be very lumpy, but that's okay. Okay, we've got to break our eggs. And with these farm fresh eggs, I always break them in a bowl. Farm fresh. These are big old chicken eggs. Big old eggs. Always. Oh, I got shell in that one. Shoot. Let me get that shell out. Get that shell out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm trying to get my messy mess cleaned up. Alright, got the shell out. Let's get our, see how that's got lumps in it. Now y'all just don't freak out. That's perfectly okay. Let me get my, I don't have to whisk this, but I'm going to. Love these little spring whisk, pogo whisk. Put that in there. That's 2 eggs. Get that going. Get that egg mixed in there. Now, something I put in there that this recipe don't call for is my Mexican vanilla. And I'm going to put a teaspoon, which is a capful, of Mexican vanilla. I always add that to my pancakes. Okay, we're going to get that mixed as good as we can. Now that the eggs are in there, it'll probably get thinner and get some of those lumps out of there, even though lumps don't hurt. Y'all need to do this with the grandkids and let them help. They might have it all over the place, but that's alright. Get a messy mess and clean it up. Uncle Billy Jean does. Scrape your bowl down. See how that's coming into a good batter. It really is. You can still smell that you can still smell that bar life. Smell like you just woke up in a honky tonk. Now, I don't want to see y'all boot scooting around the kitchen when you're eating these. It might be though, it might be so good. I just want that mixed real well. Now we got one thing we haven't forgot. Let's get a teaspoon of salt. I didn't have my salt. I've got my salt box. Let's see, I'll just do it this way. For some reason, you know, salt gives the sugar the best. So we'll just put a teaspoon of salt in there. Okay. Now, let's get this pan up and going. Let me put my milk up so it don't run, y'all. I gotta have a little drink. Just a little bit of orange juice. Okay, now we just about got our start. We got our starter divided. We've used our starter. What I was telling you about those grilled cheese and all that stuff, I use these. I make a little pancakes and I use them for sandwiches or whatever, and I don't waste that starter. So you can always make breads, like little fried breads, pancakes, whatever, and then use them with a ham sandwich. I like to make the in the waffle iron, little square waffles, and then I'll make a good southern pimento cheese and put on them. And you can do all that right here out of this and not waste your starter mix. And keep this going for a long time. And then if that week, if you don't want to use it, share it with somebody. Share it with some friends, your families. Okay. Let's put a little drop. See that that's in there. Now, I'll get my ladle. See that? You see that? See how that's bubbling? Then you know your grease is ready when that comes off. Those start bubbling. Now that's pretty hot, so let's turn it down to about a 4, and we'll get our This wasn't quite hot enough, but it'll be all right. We'll fry those till they start bubbling. You'll see them here in a minute. Start bubbling up. That dough could have been, that batter could have been a little It's a little bit runny, but it's okay. It could be the humidity today. And too, this skillet is not one that's been seasoned. It's a new skillet. And your pancakes, they just don't fry like they do in regular old-timey oil, as I call it, like vegetable oil or something. And I'm using the, but see, those are fluffing up. I'm using that olive oil. Get a couple of these coffee filters. If I can get them undone today, I'm going to put them just to soak up our grease. I don't hurry up though. Gotta watch those pancakes. I need about 3 people in this kitchen with me to help anymore. Boy, those are rising up to the heavens, y'all. Look at that. Those are rising up. We can turn that back over. We turn that back up now. See, you feel those. They're good. They rose up. Not the prettiest things in the world, but I'm going to tell you, they may not be the prettiest, but they may be the tastiest. Okay, let me pour a little more of that oil over to this side of the pan. Let's get our, turn that skillet. Boy, you have to watch that skillet. I'm going to tell you, you do have to watch that skillet. I'll try to, I should have got the griddle, but I didn't. But I didn't. Messy mess. Messy mess. Alright, we'll get it taken care of. I don't like that mess. Okay. Those are thin. They'll come out. They'll come out just fine. I'm making a kind of a mess this morning. They'll be alright. Stove. For some reason I can't get my stove regulated today. I don't know why. But y'all know if I mess up, I'll just tell you. Those look awful. I'll tell you that much. They do look awful. But they're fluffing up. They're probably the best pancakes I ever ate though. Truth known. Yeah, they're fluffing up beautifully. Okay, once I get these out, we're going to try this. Instead of trying to hurry, we're going to try to make them look presentable. See, that's frying up good. The batter is perfectly fine. I can get that one out. I'll scoot this one kind of over and get that one. Get those little crispies off there. Get underneath this one. And let's turn it that way. A little bit of, I don't like all that on this skillet. See, those are good pancakes. You don't want them to burn. Well, we're not going to burn them. Just flip them out. They look like it, you know what, but it's okay. Let's get those out. And then let's try to do a Martha Stewart pancake. Oh, Martha Stewart, she's something else, ain't she? She lives up in Bedford, New York. She looks good though. She's had all that stuff done. She didn't use my willow water. Okay. Turn it to about 2.5. Let me get some oil in here. Let's make a good pancake. Let's get our oil. That's what I didn't have enough oil. I bet you. We're going to try this and see if we can do a Martha Stewart. When I say a Martha Stewart or a Julia Childs, you know where I'm going with that. I don't like messes at all. I see that grease is just getting too hot today. I don't think that. Let's get this mixed. Let's get this mixed. Let's do a big one. You want to do a big one? Right in the middle. Okay, we'll try it. If I had the griddle, it would be a lot better. I've got it on 2.5. But see, I always watch that for them old bubbles to start coming up, kind of like it's doing here on this edge, so you'll know you're about your pancakes. Those look good. I'm going to taste it. They're good, y'all. That's good. Yep. That's good. See how the bubbles are forming? See, this pan, I can't get it adjusted today. Now, it's doing okay. It's got the little bubbles around the edge of it. And that's what you want. And it's coming off easy. That's what you want. So there's some more in the middle. So if I'd have had one of my that rock surface pans, see, that's just great. It's a good thickness. It's fluffing up. You're seeing the. I just wasn't taking my time. Y'all, with being a caregiver, you don't have much time to sit here and visit with your food. I used to visit with my food, and I would make some beautiful dishes, but I don't have time anymore. You see, I'll get that underneath there, but I get my grease over it, and then I'll flip that. Get that. See that immediately fluffy, good. Now I'll tell y'all a little secret. If for some reason I've made pancakes or waffles and they need a little more cooking, I'm not going to put them back in my pan. I'll just put them in the microwave. Now that's, to the touch, that feels very much kind of like a CB Posturepedic mattress. It's soft, but yet it's very firm, and that's what you want. Okay. Now, we'll do one more big one, or however many, but get your grease over there if you don't. Let's get this. This old ladle was a Melmac ladle or something. I don't know where grandmother got it, but I've been using it. Let's just go ahead and try to pull that on out. That'll be two more. Get that old biggin. We like them old biggins. That'll fill the plate. If y'all were here to eat with us, I'd put y'all one of those on there, and some syrup and butter and bacon and sausage and an egg if you wanted, however you wanted it. Cup of coffee, cup of orange juice, cup of milk, glass of milk. I'd serve you a beautiful glass of milk in one of my Waterford stemmed glasses. My favorite though, y'all, is my Waterford juice glasses. I love these. Okay, let's try and whip that. There we go. Messy mess. That'll be alright. That's a big old pancake, y'all. That's a big one. Let's get this mess cleaned up. Like I've told y'all before, my granny always said if you get the mess cleaned up as you go, then you'll have time to visit with family and guests once you get through. You don't have to stay in that kitchen all night or all day. Well, that's a big one, y'all. Oh, it's fluffy. That's a good one. Look at that, y'all. That's a good one. Okay. We'll get him, it, she, he on the plate. We'll put a little more oil. You gotta keep oil in your pan. If you don't, that'll be a big mess like when I first started a while ago. Let's get this last. Let's just pour it in there. Don't waste. Don't waste it. I could have even done that a little more, but that'll rise on up there. I've got it on 4. Well, I do. They haven't started shooting them fireworks like they normally do yet, but they probably will in the next day or so. I'm gonna let that just cook. Let me get my olive oil put back where it belongs. Now see how that's bubbling up there? You want to just check. That's the way to do it. Just check and see. It's not really looking underneath it. You're just checking to see the thickness of your pancake. And then you adjust it into your skillet however you want. And that'll bring some of that oil over underneath the pancake. See how that's starting to bubble? Now, we could probably go ahead. Now then. That batter was just a little bit runny today. I put the right ingredients. It's just some days. Now that's a good pancake there. I just want to turn that over to get that other liquid seared on there. See, that pan will just clean up real good. Especially if it was my seasoned skillets. They'd just come right off. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's good. Let me get a plate. Let me get a plate. See, that's soft, but yet firm. Just right. Let's turn our fire off. Let's flip it one more time just to get that top part. And of course, I got me a new deal of Challenge butter. I get excited when I get a new thing of butter. It's like Christmas to Billy Jean when he gets a new deal of butter. Let's see, that one, let's see. Yeah, that come out good. They all come out good. Except those kind of, they're as big as that plate. Looky there, y'all. Boy, that, you know, that little bit of cup of starter It expanded. It had children. It grew. That's okay too. Let me get some knife and a fork. Let me get a knife. Now put your butter on that pancake. You want a lot of butter. If you're going to go to all this trouble, we're going to eat. I'm not going to stack them today because that's enough to feed an army. Just let that butter melt down there. Get that centered. That's a big one, y'all. Now, what I do is I like cinnamon, so I just sprinkle just a little cinnamon on my pancake. I sprinkle a little nutmeg on my pancake. And then I use my half of log cabin syrup. I'd buy this. I use half of that sugar-free log cabin syrup, and I put half of regular maple syrup, real maple syrup. And then I put those two together, and I keep this in an ice box. And then I make our syrup, which is not as much sugar, but it doesn't taste terribly bad at all. And sometimes I'll even put molasses on my pancakes. I like molasses. That's a product of sugar cane. When I was a little boy, they'd gather that sugar cane and take it, squeeze all that juice out and boil it down, and it makes that old dark molasses. I don't know if y'all ever had molasses, but boy, they make some good cookies. One day we'll make some cookies with molasses. Okay, here we go. Let's try our syrup. What do y'all think? That old crud is about from 1898. Look here. What do y'all think about that? Look at that butter and all that sinful goodness that I love. I get it all. That heat will get that syrup going, and I just make that butter. And this is what Mother and I'll have. We've got our pancakes made from our sourdough discard pancake recipe. We've got plenty for all week, it seems like. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I wish y'all was here, like I always say, to eat with us, because we'd be having these sourdough discarded pancakes. I'll put the recipe in the comments. If you do not have your starter, you can make this pancake without it. It's a good pancake recipe. And God bless you, God bless me and Mom, and God bless the United States. And I just pray for all y'all and hope you pray for us. We appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.